You are now listening to the Hot
We
Take
have
Hot
night
Box.
one. They have told us. I didn't know if they were going to tell us what was night one and then what was night two. I think they do that, but I don't know. Like this is. I'm just so excited. I didn't really care. It didn't matter. I knew what night
Yeah,
one's
I
main event was. I knew what night two's main event was. So
didn't care.
didn't matter where you put them all. I knew what I was gonna get to see. So I am excited either way. The first match they have listed here. Who knows how they're gonna actually break out in order? But Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch for
Oof.
the Women's World Championship. The
Oof.
Elimination Chamber decided this match. Becky Lynch beat a ton of women. Shout out to my girl Tiffy Time.
It was not Tiffy time in Australia, sadly.
No, it was
I'm
not
just
Tiffy
kidding.
Time in
It's
Australia.
it's always Tiffy time. So
Liv
it's
Morgan, that was another possibility that I thought could be the just the sneaky pick because she had the built-in storyline. But honestly, at the end of the day, everybody
it was always Becky.
we knew where they were going with this.
It was always Becky Lynch, and I think that they did this as a another milestone for Rhea Ripley to just climb right over.
Yeah, and that Becky Lynch match was great. The chamber that is the women's
Yep.
chamber was awesome. Becky Lynch, I think, and Rhea Ripley have done a okay job of getting us ready for this. I mean, the brawls recently have been
It's
nice.
gotten more heated.
Becky
It's gotten more
absolutely
heated.
popped Dom on Monday night I think it was 2 weeks ago. That was
Yeah.
awesome. An absolutely real punch. Dom just gets his jaw rocked. I think it's fucked up.
Legend.
Mommy needs to do something about that at
Legends.
WrestleMania.
Dirty Dom.
Yeah, Dirty Dom finding his way in WrestleMania as well, which we will get into that. But Dante, like I think you made mention of, you think this is just kind of a showcase for Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, I mean, this. I feel like this match is gonna be a good match. It'll probably be a I don't want to say sneaky banger, but there's gonna be some just bodies flying all over the place in this one. Um, some absolute carnage between the two, just because that's usually what you get between Becky Lynch any match and Rhea Ripley being able to do what she does. But I have a feeling this is kind of something to extend Rhea Ripley's title reign. And I don't say put her over even more, but in this title reign, you'll have her have beaten both Charlotte to get the title and then now Becky to retain the title. And I think that's very I don't want to say symbolic, but I think that's where they're going. Like I don't see Rhea Ripley losing this title.
Yeah, I
Just
don't
don't
know
see
if
it.
this is the spot for it to happen. I don't like. I mean, I guess you could just throw it on Becky and have her have random feuds with other people, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's time for Rhea to drop the belt. It does. It
You
hasn't gotten stale. It hasn't gotten anything like
no,
that. So
it's still great. You mentioned Liv Morgan. I think eventually Liv Morgan might be the one to potentially get that title off of her.
maybe
Or
she
there's
wins
a
the Money in the Bank again. That because that's kind of right around the corner.
SummerSlam. Like
Yeah.
maybe you have her drop it at SummerSlam. There's some ways to go about it, but like at WrestleMania against Becky Lynch, I don't see it happening. I like Becky Lynch, and she's always better with a belt, but I don't see her getting this one. I like Rhea Ripley's title again. It's not boring yet. She's had some good. It started off kind of slow, and then more recently, when they were able to build somebody up to challenge her, it's been a bit better with Nia Jax and some others. And I think with the roster that you have, you can build a couple more feuds for her over time. So like, it would make no sense to take that offer right now.
I agree. I agree. I don't think I wouldn't be mind blown or shocked if Becky were to win. But again, when you
I'm
kind
never
of
shocked if they put a belt on Becky Lynch,
no,
but like to put the belt on Becky Lynch now, it would be for I would assume Rhea to win it back
yeah, it
eventually.
just doesn't make
Like
sense.
like the thing that I always think of, and this we'll get to it when we get to some of the other title matches down the line in this card, but it's almost like if they were to lose, like what are you doing with her next?
Yeah,
Like if Rhea Ripley loses, she can't challenge for that belt right away and lose cleanly because like she's not going to lose twice in a like back to back times. So either she's getting screwed at WrestleMania and Becky's winning, and then not winning, not losing obviously in a non clean fashion. Like there's no way that she loses the belt and she says, "All right, at the next live event, she's challenging for the belt again. She loses again. Like she's not getting pinned twice in the course of a couple months,
Yeah.
clean
Yeah.
or not.
It's
So
more
it's
likely
like,
that Becky gets screwed out of the win than Rio or something like that would
yeah,
happen.
I mean they've Becky's had some animosity with Liv Morgan over the last couple weeks. The whole Liv Morgan revenge tour. It's very noticeable that she's not on the card. So does she get involved? Does Nia Jax get involved? You know, maybe there's some involvement. Does Judgment Day again? They've been teasing potentially new members in Judgment Day. Does someone like Candice LeRae, who I could see the heel turn coming,
Oh, I mean,
just
sorry to
come out
hear.
there and represent, yeah, and join Judgment Day type of thing to help Rhea win. You could go a couple different ways, but I think Rhea winning's the way to go. I would love to see a clean Rhea win, just so
That I
like
agree.
it just elevates her to this other level of like, for years it's been obviously the four horsewoman and everything else with Becky, with Charlotte, with Bailey, Sasha Banks when she was there. Like those are the gold standard of like women title holders. Like I think this is Rhea's time to just jump them and say, "Hey guys, guess what? The future's insert the Malcolm in the Middle, Jeff. Future's now, old
Future's
man."
now, old man. So I agree. I think we both pick Rhea. How about we go Gunther defending his
Oh,
Intercontinental Championship, the Ring General Gunther.
duh.
I heard Kaiser's hurt because I haven't seen him in a little
Or
bit, which
Vinci.
makes
Yeah, I haven't
sense.
seen either of them.
Against Sami Zayn, who won a 6-pack sort of eliminator, taking out Chad Gable at the end, which I was
Yeah.
hoping that Chad Gable, the Gable Academy was going to get elevated to a whole new level at WrestleMania.
Master
But
Gable.
I liked how they kind of shoehorned him into this
That
feud.
This Rocky
Oh
storyline's
yeah.
hysterical. That promo was great. The
And then,
Rocky 3.
and then he gets his lifeless body drug out on the
Yeah.
stage on Monday night. And
Oh my
Gunther
God.
kicks the shit out of both him and Sami Zayn. Bronson Reed is just sitting in the ring like, okay, I guess I'll take
Yeah.
another W against
Yeah,
Sami
eating
Zayn.
dubs, Bronson Reed.
But
Eating dubs.
yeah, what he's like, whatever, dude, no big deal. And Sami Zayn, they've kind of tried to present him as the ultimate underdog in this. We don't think there's really any way that he wins this, right?
No, I don't think he wins. I wouldn't be surprised though if when I'm gonna say when Gunther wins. So with Gunther winning and then him dropping the belt Monday after Raw against maybe Gable.
Yeah, then you could have
Right.
just done it right then, though, right? Like, I think the only way. So maybe there could be a world or a scenario where Sammy wins, and he wins, and Chad Gable comes in. Oh, I'm so happy
I
for you. I'm so
doubt.
proud of you. And then he turns on him. That
Oof, maybe.
and he's like, I've had enough of this, and
I
being
could say
a
it.
nice guy hasn't done me anything. And Otis and Maxine are because he's kind of separated himself a little bit from the rest of
From
them.
the Academy, yeah.
So
That is true. I just don't see a world where Gunther loses to Sami Zayn.
I agree.
I can't see it. It would have to be like the wildest thing ever. I don't see it, but
it doesn't really do anything for him either.
it'll be a good match. Yeah, like
Beating
I like
Gunther, but
Sammy.
like he doesn't.
I love Sammy. I like Sammy having the belt would be cool. I mean, not necessarily this iteration of Sammy, like the ultimate underdog Sammy, but like Sam's always cool with the belt. But like, yeah, I just don't see Gunther. Like, I think they might just ride out Gunther with the belt for a while.
Why not? Right, and they're going to Berlin in the summer, so maybe that is the only reason I would think that they get it off of him is for him to go after the big belt, and I don't think it's that time yet. It's there's a couple other things that need to be settled before he.
There's some big dogs going for
Yeah.
that belt, and like when Gunther wins that belt, he shouldn't lose that belt for like
For
a
a
decent
long
chunk of time.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, and then there's the rumors flying that Ilya Dragunov's going to get called up to the main roster imminently. And when he goes from NXT to the main roster, just put him in a feud right with Gunther, just like right away, because those matches would be again insanity back from when they ran it back before. But have that be for the Intercontinental title, like go for it. The thing is though, this is like he's done so much for that title that putting it on like a dude like Sammy now, or like again Gable, it's just like, well, how's this gonna go?
Yeah.
Right? Like I love Chad Gable, fantastic in ring performer. You know, I like Sami Zayn, fantastic. You know, all around performer. Like, how's that gonna go when it's like, all right, you got the belt that Gunther had for a billion days, and kind of rose to prominence and then demolished everybody on his path to this reign. It's insane.
So I think an agreement there again. Gunther, he's gonna leave with the W, and it's just not the time yet, not the opponent to drop it to either. So
No.
how about next? They have on here the 6-pack tag team ladder
Oh
match
yes, I'm so excited
for
for
the
this match.
undisputed
I
WWE
can't wait.
Tag Team Championships. I'm going to name all 6 teams that are involved. We have the Judgment
Yes.
Day, Finn Balor and
Yes.
Damian Priest versus DIY, Johnny Gargano and
Yeah.
Tommaso Ciampa, the Awesome Truth, the Miz
Yes.
and R-Truth, the New Day, Kofi and Xavier Woods, A-Town Down Under, that goes without saying, Austin Theory, and the 150 million Hitman as well. These guys are both 150 million Hitmen. Grayson Waller. And the new Catch Republic, Pete Dunne, and the big strong boy, Tyler Bates. So,
Big strong boy.
the big strong boy, Dante, we both, I believe, we've discussed this. I think we both are in agreement. They're splitting these tag team titles. Michael Cole made a point of saying it on Raw that you have to retrieve both versions of the title.
Yeah, those titles are getting split, and they're going to do it in the most comedically satisfying way. I think I can remember splitting of these titles and doing a ladder match ever. Uh, it's going to be one of those finishes that you're just like, oh my god, yes, they actually did it, and it's going to be great.
I was really hoping Pretty Deadly was going to make their way in here. It's tough.
Yes, boy.
It's a tough time, but who do we think actually winds up winning them? Do we think R-Truth goes up and gets the Raw belts or
Yes,
the SmackDown belts? And
one of the two.
and
One
then
of the
somebody
two.
ends up with the other ones. And who do you think ends up with the other ones? Would it be a New Catch Republic? I don't know. I really don't know where they can go so many different ways with this.
I'm gonna say I think yes, R-Truth grabs a belt for sure. One of the belts. I don't know which one, and he gets so stoked that he got a belt, and he's just like he thinks the match is over, and he's just like trying to tell Miz that they're the new tag champs without getting the other belts, and that's just like it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Just straight comedy when that happens.
This match is going to be awesome.
The other belts, I'm leaning more towards Theory and Waller.
Okay.
Just based on again comedic factor, right?
Yeah.
One of them seeing that the SmackDown titles are still up there and going for it, right? I think they've done a lot of good matches and good promos and good stuff over the last couple months on SmackDown. That I think giving them the belt would be cool, and I think giving them the belt would be a way to, you know, I don't want to say short title reign, but New Catch Republic's gonna probably end up with those belts at some point, or the Street Profits, or one of the more elite tag teams on SmackDown. But you can elevate it a bit with what A Town Down Under can do, both, you know, on the mic and with promos. Like you could craft a very large SummerSlam match and a good lead up with them having the titles.
Yeah.
And I think that's important for the tag titles, because again, like I love New Catch Republic. I think those guys put on fantastic matches. Same thing with DIY, but like you want to get these title belts kind of in promos, in some electric type atmospheres before you give them to probably the best tag teams there.
Yeah, and I think this is just a good way for us. We think for the Judgment Day to get these belts off them to kind of go in a different direction. They've kind of just been hoarding
The
these
breakup's
things.
coming.
It's imminent. It's around the corner. Dom is bringing all these people in. All these Latin people are getting involved, and you can see they're all getting pissed at it.
I think when Priest and Finn. I think there's a good reason that this match is on night one and
Okay.
not with the other ones for reasons of, I think Priest might get a little maybe pissy or come up with his own ideas of what to do night two, leading to a potential also failed cash in. And then I think for separate reasons, we talked about the judgment. I think both Priest and Dirty Dom might be on their way out the door there in Judgment Day, but this is good. This is like a start to it, and I think you need to get those belts off of Finn. Like I love Finn Balor. I think he is incredible. You need to get the belt off of him and kind
Yeah.
of get him into more singles feuds. I don't care who that's with. You just have to get him back feuding again and back kind of in a singles comp and back into a that world heavy. He competed for the world heavyweight championship, I think, at one point.
Oh yeah, for
So
sure.
you just got to like get
Got
him back
screwed by
out there.
Damien,
Yeah,
but in
yeah.
a sense,
Oh
so
yeah, yeah. Because he was competing for it, and then Priest was like,
gonna cash in the middle of his match.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like he he might go back that route eventually with whoever has the heavyweight championship match, but get him back in that picture. Um, get the tag belts off, and like our truth and the Miz, if they win the tag belts, if they lose them on Monday, I would not be upset. Just the sheer fact that they would win the tag belts and have them for a day would be awesome. Good enough for me.
Yeah, it would be a hell of a moment too. So honestly, I truly believe that this match is just more for the crazy spots you're going to see, and the like you said, the funny way that they're going to split these belts, and they really can go either way. I don't think there's a way I could be mad about
I'm
whoever ends up with these belts.
surprised. I'm surprised Braun Breaker and Corbin didn't squeeze their way into it because I think you know they might be getting called back up. Well, obviously Braun's already on SmackDown. I think Corbin maybe they keep the tag team alive potentially when they first get back onto SmackDown.
Just run through that division, yeah.
And again, give them the belts, right? Because it's no surprise that, or it's no secret that one of the PLEs coming up is in France, I believe. I want to say Backlash is in France.
Yes,
So again, I think Corbin is French or has a very large French following of, you know,
that's right.
hey,
Remember hearing that.
get that man out there, have him win at least maybe the SmackDown titles with Braun Breaker, and that keeps Braun Breaker from very large singles competition in the meantime until you have a clear picture of like who he's going to just
They
demolish.
had him face a guy on SmackDown that it could have been a bouncer at a local bar. I had never
Oh
seen this
yeah,
guy
just
before, and
squash
he
match.
destroyed him in like 5 seconds. So
He's incredible, but like again, you can't do that with that. Like you're gonna
you're gonna run
have
out of people.
yeah, and you can't have him lose. Like he's not gonna lose. So have him and Corbin get a nice little tag run for a little bit, lose the belts, break up the team, then have you know Braun Breaker compete for the U.S. title, something like that.
All right, so now next we have a blood war, a brother versus
Uh,
brother matchup.
oof.
Main event: Jey Uso versus Jim Uso, Jimmy Uso, in a singles match. Uso versus
Yes.
Uso at WrestleMania 40.
Oof.
This is going to be they are going to set the world record for super kicks in a singles match. This is going to
Yeah.
be something else. I am very excited. I wish they would have gave them more time to really build this. It just it kind of
It's
gotten swallowed
been
up a little bit by
yeah.
the stuff going on ahead of them. I don't really blame it, but end of the day, I just can't wait to yeet all over myself at WrestleMania
Yeah, no yeet. Team no yeet.
and no yeet.
You be Jay Uso and up and down with the
Oh yeah, it's just me, Oos.
yeah. I'm lucky that night, so it's WrestleMania Saturday. I'm going with my brother, so I might give him a couple super kicks in the parking lot.
Yeah, brother
Little
versus brother.
brother versus brother. The pre-match in
Yeah,
the Jetro parking
little
lot.
appetizer before we
Yeah,
head into the link. But
a little no yeet for him.
you think Jay wins this? I think Jay's got to win
Yeah,
this.
I don't think there's any way. I love Jimmy. He's been. I think personally, the last probably since the Royal Rumble, maybe even a little before. Jimmy's been the more entertaining of the two.
Oh yeah.
And just from not just sheer comedy factor, but again, Roman hasn't been around as much. 2024 on SmackDown. even early 20 or late 2023, like Jimmy was kind of running some things in the bloodline. I thought Jimmy was very uh super entertaining, and I think is the more entertaining of the two at the moment right now. Um Again, like main event Jey Uso, the entrances are hype. He's probably the better in-ring performer. The storylines haven't, I don't think, hasn't been there. He's just been wrapped up in other people's nonsense.
Yeah.
Um, and again, with Jimmy, he's still holding down the bloodline. And again, comedic factor there. So, I mean, I think Jay wins. I wouldn't be shocked if they give it to Jimmy and then kind of, you know, from there evolve the bloodline, or maybe he tries to evolve his standing within the bloodline. But I'm still leaning Jay just because of main event Jey Uso and how much they've tried to push him over the last 6 months.
Going to be any interference in this, you think? Or are they going to let them duel it out straight up?
Solo's got to show up, right? Maybe Rikishi has to show up. Like, it's his son,
Rikishi said he's going to be there. So, yeah,
Yeah.
somebody has to get involved here.
Put that diaper back on, fatty. Let's go.
Jesus. He said they make cars. They make, I can get there. And I was like, oh, shit, Rikishi's going to be in the building.
I think Solo should show up, maybe.
I just don't know where they would go after this. That's the only thing. So, because it's it being night one, I just don't. I guess it's just Jimmy's just gonna lose fair and square, and then what they shake each they're not gonna shake hands, So I don't know. I'm very curious to see what's gonna happen after the match as opposed to the actual match itself.
Well, again, they all got to show back up at the end of the night for the other match.
Yeah.
Anyway, like, you would assume like Jimmy's not going to lose and just like not show back up, and if he does, then the bloodline's in some deep trouble after Mania. I could see some interference, and again, knocking Jay kind of out of the end match, but I don't see any way. Again, we've seen the crowd interact with Jay. We've seen how the crowd loves Jay, how the people love Jay. Like this is Jay's time to win this main event. Jey Uso, win this thing, and then kind of get the crowd hype, get the people going.
It's just me, Oos. Day one.
Yeah, and again, it makes more sense on the Uso push. I wouldn't be mad though if this turns into like a long term, like, I don't want to say trilogy feud, but if
I
you get
agree.
this, if you get this again at like called SummerSlam, like I wouldn't be mad if you get, or even like Jay versus Solo at SummerSlam, something
Yep.
along that nature of like, hey, we're just running through all of his brothers, right? Just like every single Samoan, we're just having wild matches with all of them.
Yeah, and
I would love to see Jimmy Uso win, just no yeet to everybody. That would be hysterical.
Yeah, I think if he wins, it's going to be in the most despicable fashion possible.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. You're going to hear Pat McAfee on the call yelling, "What a piece of trash!" Which
he would be. Would be.
I love when he starts yelling at Cole, saying that the final boss is his boss. He's like, "Respect your boss."
He is.
He's your boss.
McAfee's been so good on Raw.
Oh my god,
it's been great.
How about Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi versus Damage Control? A lot of your girls are featured in this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna be losing my voice over there in the 100. I'm gonna just be barking. Please stop.
From a match standpoint, I truly don't care. This match doesn't really do much for me. I mean, Bianca, Jade, and Naomi are gonna win. Just know, they're not gonna have Jade Cargill win her or lose her first official match. It's kind of like we didn't have anything to do with Bianca and Naomi, and Jade needs a showcase, sort of another showcase, and they're just going to kind of do that here. So I don't really have much.
Dakota, Kyrie, sorry, you guys are one of you's eating a pin. I don't know which one yet.
Probably Dakota. They're going to just have Dakota, work her way up the hard way because it's.
It makes sense. The match kind of feels very last second put together, kind of just like, hey, this is the plan for Jade now, and let's just put her in this. I have a feeling it's going to turn into between Naomi, Jade, and Bianca. Two of the three of them are going to become tag champs. Eventually, to kind of get those belts off Asuka. Like, I keep forgetting that not Asuka's a part of the Kabuki Warriors, that it's just like, oh shit, like what's Asuka doing with the tag belts? Like I think that comes sooner rather than later. And I think the whole thing kind of, you know, this is like a precursor to that. Like Jade, Naomi, Bianca win. Maybe you do like singles matches at one of the PLEs coming up, and then you do, you know, hey, we're gonna challenge you to the tag titles at wherever the hell, and then take the belts off, put them on, whether that be Naomi or Bianca and Jade, or Jade and Naomi, whichever one you want to, whichever two you want to go with,
Yeah.
to make into a tag team, and then shift Asuka to the winner of the Bailey Io Sky kind of feud there for a little bit.
Bailey's probably going to have to beat the ass of everybody in Damage Control if she wanted
And
to
I
win the
think
title.
and I think that's kind of the route to go. I think it's Io first, and then Io again probably at Backlash, and then maybe you get like Dakota Kai through the summer at SummerSlam. I guess Bailey, Dakota Kai, maybe, because that's where they debuted.
Maybe.
Like, that would not the re-debut. Like that's where like Bailey brought Dakota Kai and Io back, and then maybe you get like Asuka in the fall, and at that point, you know, who knows who wins that one because it's Asuka.
Yeah, I think that we'll get to what we think about the Bailey and
But
Io
Jade
Sky
needs
situation.
Jade needs to look, and she will, and she's just going to look incredible in this match, and it's going to be wild.
No doubt in my mind. How about no? God, if you
nope, that's it. Just Jade's just going to look incredible.
She always does.
She's going to look incredible. Just always does. Like when she just shows up, she's going to look incredible, and she might just power slam somebody into oblivion.
Batista bomb Michael Cole through the table.
God.
That would be
Lord.
sweet. So, how about the Latino World Order? The new member of the Latino World Order, Dragon Lee, Rey Mysterio returning for WrestleMania this year versus Santos Escobar.
Yes.
And Dirty Dom Mysterio. I cannot wait to hear that boo in person. I don't know if I have it in me to boo. I think for the game I might boo. Just to, give him. I think it's a respect thing now that everybody.
I got to tip my cap. I'll tip my cap to him.
Oh yeah, you might get a golf clap from me. I have so much respect for Dirty Dom and what he does for the Judgment Day, for WWE, for everybody out there. This man is a man of the game. I cannot wait.
Best.
Cannot wait till he has the belt, or not even the belt, the briefcase, and he cashes in on somebody. Yeah, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter.
That'd be interesting. That would be interesting.
Have him cash in on somebody and just. I wish he had the briefcase this year and he could cash in on Cody. That would be.
Yeah, I didn't think about him getting the
heat.
briefcase. I already been thinking about who I want to get the briefcase, but Dom wasn't one. He was up there, but he wasn't like top.
So
but this match is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, would you think Ray and them win? No, probably not.
I'm going Dom. I'm going Dom and Santos. I don't think. Dom
Dragon Lee just lost WWE speed this past week. I don't know if you saw that.
He's a bum. I'm upset this isn't Carlito, to be honest.
Carlito is getting disrespected left and right. That's what somebody was like. Now I understand why Ray gets people turning on him.
I think Carlito could turn on Ray and do like a. I think everyone's going to get involved in this match though. From you have Zelina Vega and Elektra Lopez. You got Dirty Dom, you got Santos, you got Carlito, you got Ray.
Those other two stooges.
Yeah, you got all of them. It's just like, I think everyone's going to get a bit involved. I think Elektra Lopez and Zelina Vega should just go at it and just be added to the match. But, like, I think Dom lost last year to Ray one-on-one. I don't think he should lose again to Ray. Now, I don't necessarily think he should pin Ray. I mean, Dragon Lee. Hey, you should take the pin probably, or
is Dragon Lee the guy that beat him for the NXT Championship? One of the guys,
the North American one. Yeah, they had their battles back and forth. But yeah, I think Dragon Lee took it from him. I mean, again, and that you have like a running feud there. I would just, I think for Dom's story and where I think it needs to go, he should win this match. I also think he should leave Judgment Day. I think he should leave Judgment Day, but I think he should do it on a win and not like with his getting kicked out. Like Damian Priest, I want to get kicked out of Judgment Day. Like get out of here. I kind of went with Dom. They just kind of like go their separate ways, and then Dom, starts again aligning himself with
He's gonna
some of
start
the
asserting himself, though. You can see he's like not really the back. He's acting like the little like, oh, sorry, mommy. Like he's acting like he's like such a little scared puppy, but he's going around. He's just inviting people in. He's kind of just taking over a
right.
little bit. He's asserting
And I
himself.
think that's the thing, but I think you can't do that if he loses, and it just
It looks
almost, I don't want to say
stupid.
buries him. It looks bad if it just like Dom did all this stuff, lost that Mania, and now Judgment Day's like go off on your own. Unless again you're getting like a face turn out of him soon, which you might be. But like
I hope
I
not.
could I could see him start aligning with like other groups. I could see him feuding with other like you know if they it would be interesting to see if they put Andrade in Judgment Day and then you know he basically just replaces Dom. Um, I personally just want to see Dom win at Mania. That's
Yeah.
it. That's
I
all.
selfishly I agree as well. So I
I
think
could see them going the other way. Like if they decide, hey
now this is
Ray,
one of them. It's kind of inconsequential. Like I don't know. Like you try to find a reason why. Like this shouldn't happen. This should happen. It's like I mean I think either side is gonna be. I think Ray and them boys need to take the loss though. I now you kind of have convinced me that it kind of needs to happen. So
I need Carlito to spit the apple in someone's face.
Carlito comes out, screws Ray.
Yeah,
Ray just getting screwed left and right.
he
That would be
spits in the face of things that are uncool. Come on, dog.
well, Dante. We have reached the main event of night one.
Oh, let's
This is
go.
the hot ticket on the card on the market. The
This is it.
Bloodline, The Rock, the final boss,
Final
and
boss.
Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, the head of the table. They take on Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins in what has been billed as and is probably true one of the biggest tag team matches in the history of
They're
WrestleMania.
not. Yeah, they're not wrong.
And it's definitely one of. And the stipulation has been added for anybody out there who's kind of not really been following it and is like, hey, I'm going to watch WrestleMania to kind of, just because I hear all this shit about it. Everyone's talking about it all the time. Let me see what the big deal is.
It's on
If
Peacock.
it is
And I
on
got
Peacock.
I pay for Peacock, and I might as well watch wrestling.
It's unfortunate. How about if Rhodes and Rollins win, all members of the Bloodline will be barred from ringside during the undisputed WWE Universal Championship match on night 2. But if Rock and Reigns win, the championship match on night 2 will be held under Bloodline rules. And that's right, ladies and gentlemen, Bloodline rules. You're probably sitting there going, "What the fuck is Bloodline? What are you talking about?"
Knows.
Nobody knows.
knows.
Nobody knows. It could mean anything. All right, they can do
They
whatever
haven't
they want.
explained it yet.
There could
They
be
have not
7
explained
dudes
it.
starting in the ring, and they just start beating the shit out of you. There really are no rules. No.
All the Samoans show up.
Yep,
Literally.
Rikishi, everybody. The ghost of Yokozuna could come out there. There could be all sorts of stuff that happens, and that there's anything is on the table on the night 2 if the Bloodline rules happens. But first, we have to figure out who's going to win this match. The final boss has been incredible in the lead up to this. Roman Reigns, them
the
on
final
Monday
boss.
night beating the shit out of Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins.
Absolutely dog walking.
And Roman just talking shit to the camera and saying he's got a vice grip on this title, and nobody. There's no better version of Roman than when he's just talking shit by himself to the camera. It's been incredible. I can't wait to see what The Rock looks like in the ring after. Basically a decade.
Think he still wears the trunks?
Yeah, he has to. Absolutely, he's gonna come out looking like a unit. It's gonna be unreal. Cody and Seth. They're gonna have the the energy, the stamina factor in their corner. Dante, I must ask, who do you think leaves? And this truly, in my mind, can go either way. I don't have a lean either way of who wins this.
I hate to say it. I just don't. It does not help me to say this out loud. You have to. Cody and Seth have to win.
Yeah,
They can't lose.
They can't take this beating that they have these past couple weeks.
Cody's been getting annihilated for 3 weeks, right? Straight. And I think it's more so for like where do you want to go? Not so much of just like, who wins in a vacuum.
Yeah.
But like, again, Cody's just been getting just absolutely killed by The Rock for like now 2 weeks straight, right? You can't have him lose again to The Rock and Roman, and then all of a sudden just be like, "Oh, I'm here to contend for the championship and win the title," and me take him seriously as a champion, right? And people will tell you like, "Oh, but he beat the odds and beat all the Bloodline members and got the belt." I'm not gonna take that seriously if he gets again demolished by The Rock for 3 weeks straight because he's gonna have that belt and be like, "Well, when The Rock shows up, he just crushed you for 5 weeks." I think Cody and Seth have to win. I think it would be best for kind of everybody involved if they won. Um, Keep Bloodline rules out of the Cody Rhodes match, but that's where I'm going with it.
So you think Cody and Seth leave with the win? They get the
Yes.
stipulation on their side,
Yes, I think
and
Roman probably takes the pin, and I think it causes more friction between him and Big Dwayne eventually.
okay, but you don't think it ultimately culminates in something bad happening to like on Sunday? It doesn't necessarily that few. You don't think like The Rock? I guess it wouldn't make sense then if for The Rock to come out because he's barred from ringside, so he wouldn't be able to come down and fuck over
So
Roman Reigns or something like that, right?
no, I think they worded the this whole thing very particularly, and I think they did it for a reason. The hints that at least I've been going off of is if Seth and Cody win for the Roman and Cody match, it's no bloodline rules. They're barred from ringside, but Seth still has to defend a title on
Yeah,
Sunday. That The Rock has been very vocal about Seth Rollins, mainly on Twitter, but about that belt. And I think you have Cody and Seth win, and you still have The Rock show up and mess with that match a little bit, or something along that line. Just because you need it, but I don't see there being a scenario that the bloodline win, Cody and Seth lose on Saturday. Now you're talking bloodline rules. Like you're not gonna. I don't think you have Cody Rhodes lose twice on WrestleMania weekend on when he's main eventing back to back nights.
well
So
that
I'm probably taking Cody for a selfish reason because I don't think he's winning on Sunday. So you know what? Let's give him
yeah,
Saturday.
I that makes sense because I think we both are in agreement. If the Bloodline win this, then Cody's gonna win on Sunday. There's gonna be somehow this odds stacked against him.
Right.
Everything's not gonna, everything not going his way, and
And
somehow he just finds a way.
kudos to him if he does that. And again, I'm not going to sit there and be like, you know, uh, whatever. But like, it just I would not be able to after how they built it up for weeks. I wouldn't be able to sit there and take this title. Like it's going to be off on the wrong foot already.
Yeah.
This title reign because I'm just going to sit there and be like, all right, look, you just got straight whipped for 3 weeks back to back to back and against The Rock, and then he beat you at a match, and then you won this title. So it's almost just like you know you overcame the odds in the match, and in a vacuum you got your moment. But like in the storyline perspective, like you're not starting off on the right foot with me. Like I'm not taking this title reign seriously because I just saw you get punked for like 3 weeks straight.
Yeah. Yeah. That
Literally 3 weeks straight.
and Cody didn't even want to pick Seth Rollins to be the guy he wanted to face at WrestleMania. So like to me, I think me and you are going to go in the same direction with this, and the next match that we're going to talk about is kind of leans into this. So I am in agreement with you as well. I think Cody and Seth find a way to win on Saturday night. The no bloodline rules are in effect. They're all barred from ringside, so it's like, wow, Roman's gonna lose. Like, this is like he has to fight him fair and square. He doesn't usually win fair and square, but I know I've seen a lot of people, and the people who want the bloodline to win, and then they want like the Avengers portals to open up and have like Stone Cold come out and take out
It's
the Rock. Like
ridiculous.
you get a fucking
I
grip,
hate that.
dude. Yeah, like let's be a little realistic. I'm trying to, it is wrestling and we're all having some fun, but let's try and be a little realistic here when we kind of have some conversations about this. Because come on. Do you think Stone Cold's going to come out and stunner The Rock to screw over Roman Reigns and let Cody win, and he's going to get an attitude adjustment, and all this nonsense is going to happen? Come on, guys. Come on.
I think
Rikishi's going to come out? No, come on.
Yeah, I just not during the heavyweight, not during
Hulk
Bloodline Rules
Hogan's going to
match.
drop the fucking leg drop on them on Sunday
Yeah,
night.
but
Got
like
one more on me, brother.
yeah, like Sunday night, like I don't see it. I just don't see that man losing the title. I don't I don't.
I
I'm
know.
gonna be. And again, if they lose that, if Roman and The Rock win on Saturday, it's gonna look that way that Cody's probably gonna win this title. But again, it's just like from the straight optics, and it's also like we talked about with Rhea Ripley. Like, what do you do after this? Like, if you take the belt off of Roman, let's just say, like, what are you doing with him
Well,
outside of like feuding with Solo eventually, just because like he hates his family now?
also, would that mean, Dante, that Cody has to go to SmackDown? Because, I mean, they wouldn't have both of those belts on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, no, and that's another good point. Like, you would
They
separate the
could do the
belts.
draft, because I think that draft is probably right around the
Draft to
corner.
be coming up, yeah.
And they
But
could,
like, I just don't see it.
yeah, I kind of agree. I don't know.
Roman's not working Monday nights ever again. So like, hey man, Roman is SmackDown, and I think Roman's gonna be SmackDown until maybe the whole Netflix thing happens. But like,
And I could see
Roman
them putting the
Reigns.
belt on Cody. I am at that point where I have reached. It's like
Oh, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked. I would just be like, I not that I don't see it happening. If it did happen, I wouldn't be like, oh, this is insane. I'd be like, yeah, okay, I get it. But like,
You are now listening to the Hot Take Hot Box.